some outside of this list. Sometimes they don't see any at all. So this is for me to just get a gauge of where we should take this conversation
sure.
from here. But it's this list of 8 here.
Okay. I would say this one here for sure. Yeah, I would say that those two. Maybe that one too.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so protecting your assets, preparing for retirement, and organizing your portfolio.
Right.
Okay, so now as far as retirement, you mentioned to me over the phone that you're looking to retire in 6 months to a year.
Right.
Is it the same for your wife as well?
Yeah, we're looking to retire at the same time.
Yeah,
Yep.
together. That's always sometimes you see it the other way around.
Right.
You want to get away from each other for a little bit. But that's
her idea.
So 6 months you'll be retiring.
Right.
What's that look for you guys? Have you discussed it? I mean, something might have been just a fun conversation at one time, but I mean, do you guys really?
I wouldn't say we have anything nailed down per se, but obviously it is getting closer, so we've talked about it more. We've got a couple of trips that we'd like to take. I think the big theme is just relaxing. Mm-hmm. We've been kind of hustling here for the last 30, 35 years, and trying to be responsible. And not that I want to be irresponsible, but I'd like to not have to worry about too much.
Absolutely.
Comes down to.
So you're talking, maybe a trip or 2 a year, more so relaxing, just to
at least early on,
let some steam off every now and then.
You got it.
Then you'll figure out the rest down the way.
Sure.
Good. Because the reason I ask, we specialize in retirement planning, and a lot of times there's a gap, which we'll get into a little more here, as far as what you're bringing in today with your current employer
Mm-hmm.
versus what you're going to be bringing in once you retire.
Sure.
But what also comes into play is what what kind of expenses you're going to have.
Sure.
Okay, so that's where how we lead into this next section is finding out what you're bringing in now
Mm-hmm.
versus what you're taking out as far as medical bills,
Sure.
food, gas, and what you're bringing in. Like I said.
Right.
So as far as your pay, what are you bringing in on a monthly basis, salary wise?
Let's see. I guess it's probably about $9,000 a month.
Okay. And your wife, how about her? What's your wife's name?
Sarah. A little shy of about $6,000 a month, I guess.
Okay.
I mean, that's our gross pay.
Mm-hmm.
That's taxes and all that stuff taken out.
So you're talking, about 170 between the two of you.
It's about right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In that range, it's a very rough estimate there.
Yeah.
And that's gross.
Right.
Okay. Well, that'll bring my next question as far as what you're netting. I mean, are you bringing in more than you're spending? I know you.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah. We manage to squirrel a little bit away every couple of weeks when we get paid. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So do you keep a budget? I mean,
we do. Yeah.
You do. Okay.
Yeah.
So you do know the exact figures, what expense? I mean, I'm sure there's.
Yeah. So right now, our total expenditures about $5,000 a month, $5,500 a month, I think is what it comes out to be with all the bills and all that stuff.
And that's the two of you.
Yeah.
Okay. So say $15,000 a month gross and minus about $5-6 grand. So we'll say you're netting $9,000 a month.
Well, no, I mean, because we have taxes, contributions to 401k plans, all that kind of stuff. So, our take-home pay, let me see here. Boy, oh boy. On a monthly basis,
And again, if we
yeah,
we'll actually
it's probably about 10. We probably
10.
bring home about $10,000 a month.
$10,000 total.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe a little less.
Okay. So now you mentioned the retirement plan. I mean, is there any other debt that you're contributing to each month as far mortgage?
No, mortgage paid off.
Mortgage is paid off. Good.
Yeah.
And no loans, student loans. I know you guys.
Yeah, I mean, we have a car loan. I mean, my wife's got a lease. I've got a loan that'll be paid off in probably about 18 months.
Okay.
And I'll probably go to a lease at that point too. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
How much is left on that? Minimal.
Nah, probably, I don't know, 8 grand, something like 7 or 8 grand.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the retirement plans that you mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
How long have you been, with the company, the pharmaceutical company? How long have you been contributing?
I've been contributing for probably about 20 years or so, 20, 25 years, somewhere in the neighborhood.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know exactly what you contribute per paycheck? I mean, do you know how they
Yeah, I
match?
put in 10% of my pay, and they match me 4.
10, okay.
Yeah.
It's not bad. It's like Prudential, they match you 4%.
Mm-hmm.
How about Sarah?
She puts in 10% of her pay, but doesn't get a match.
Okay. Same thing. Has she been there a long time, contributing her whole career?
No, she's actually only been with the hospital for, I think, 7 or 8 years now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, this might be a little easier question for you to answer, but you know the dollar amount in her retirement plan?
Mm-hmm. She's got about 70,000 in her.
70,000.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, is it a 401k?
It's a 403B.
403b.
Yeah.
Okay. Who's that through?
It's a good question. I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Okay. And how about you? What kind of plan?
Vanguard runs our 401k plan.
Okay. Is that if it's a Roth 401k?
No, it's all just regular.
Regular.
Yeah.
Okay. What's the dollar amount in yours?
$390.
Not too bad. Any other? IRAs. You guys have your own retirement plans outside of work.
My wife's got an old a 401k from her previous employer. It's got about 125,000 in it.
Who was her old employer?
She worked for a private doctor, a doctor's office. It was his own private practice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know who the 401k is through?
I think I want to say Fidelity.
Fidelity.
Yeah.
Okay. And her 403b. Do you know who that's?
I don't.
No, you don't. Yeah, you already said you weren't sure. Just maybe Fidelity would ring a bell.
Yeah.
Okay. And you, nothing else? No IRAs, anything like that?
No, I think that's about it.
Okay.
Yep.
So, as far as the retirement planning pictures go, we talk about what's going to be coming in guaranteed paycheck, usually Social Security, pension, retirement plans. Have you guys looked into Social Security, or have you?
Yeah, actually, I just did a couple weeks ago. I was looking in October. My benefit will be about $2 grand a month, and I think hers is going to be about I don't know. I think it's like 1,400, 1,500.
So that's, between the two of you, have about 3,500 coming in with Social Security.
Right.
Okay, and now pension, no, it's strictly the retirement plans that you guys.
No, she actually will have a little bit of a pension from it's nothing major, like $500 a month from the hospital.
Okay, that's every little bit helps, right? Okay, so right now you guys, you're looking at about 10,000 a month. That's what you're living off of. In extra, after everything's paid off between contributions, expenses, you guys have about 10,000 extra dollars per month that you're putting away.
No. 10,000 is what we're actually bringing in. Our expenses are 5,500. So I would say extra we're putting away. That difference, about 4,000 a month.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, is that going to the savings? Is that?
Some of it, yeah, definitely some of it going to savings. Other stuff, vacation here and there, nice dinner, that.
Yeah.
Or new refrigerator, that kind of stuff, So
but
I can't account for every dime of it, but.
But that comes out of your savings. The extra I'm asking you is, that gets put into a savings account.
For the most part, we do keep a little bit of a cushion in the checking account when we know that we've got a bigger expense coming up. But for the most part, I would say, yeah.
What do you know? How much do you typically keep in your savings account?
25, 30 grand.
25, 30 grand.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, now the reason I'm asking this stuff is because right now, things are a little different. You don't have as much time to go, like you mentioned, retirement. You plan to do some traveling.
Sure.
You're gonna have more time on your hands to spend some of this money.
Right.
So what we look at is what that pay is, how that's going to change once you actually retire.
Mm-hmm.
Do I mean, right now, I mean, between Social Security, pension, and these retirement plans, depending on what you do with them, you'll have $4,000 a month, $4,000 a month coming in,
Right.
plus however you decide to utilize, you know, your retirement.
Sure.
Your employers. How do you see your expenses changing, you know, in retirement?
Not very much at all.
Are you thinking you need about the same?
I'm thinking so. I mean, in terms of, you know, property taxes and, you know, all the stuff that we have going out on a monthly basis, yeah, I don't anticipate that changing too much at all.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you're going to be looking to accomplish having a pretty much the same amount of income that you guys are bringing in today.
Yeah, I mean, we probably won't have the need to save as much money in our savings, but yeah, I guess pretty close.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Because you can probably hear as I'm talking. Yeah, you know, I'm looking, you know, $4,000 a month.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's going to equate to about, you know, $48,000 a year just from your guaranteed income.
Right.
So we're looking at a gap of about, you know, 100,000 at this point. It's a pretty big gap.
Mm-hmm.
Have you guys thought about how you're going to fill that gap?
No, I guess I never really thought about it like that before.
Yeah. Okay, and a lot of folks don't, which is why I'm here today. But with these retirement plans, Prudential actually, you know, Prudential is actually one of the top leaders as far as holding pension assets for people in the nation. So a lot of times what we do is we look at how we can allocate these retirement funds into, you know, an investment product that will actually allow you to have another pension-like asset, guaranteed paycheck a month. And, you know, putting these three things together, especially with the old 401k, we could definitely put together a plan for it as far as filling that gap. But, I mean, I need to hear from you as far as, would you agree that it would potentially be an issue as far as filling that?
Yeah, I mean, there definitely seems to be a gap there. So, yeah, no, that does make some sense.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, so what we do, we can finish up this questionnaire here. There's only a few more spots we have to go through, but we'll set a date at the end of it. I can come back with some ideas for you, help you out as far as making retirement a little more comfortable for you, and making sure that, you know, you're getting the necessary income that you and Sarah need in order to live a comfortable lifestyle.
Good, like it.
Yeah.
Perfect.